nigga trying, you know what I'm saying? Nigga out here, you know. Yeah. Too much for these niggas and these niggas real quick. You know what I'm saying? Too much. East side. Yeah. Rocks in a nigga wrist, too much. 40 autos on a bed, too much. 40s who a nigga sip, too much. I done hit another nigga, bitch, too much. I got way too many enemies, gotta be tooed up. Nigga with the muggy diamonds, they never could fool us.
Yeah.
At the show, these hoes gon' choose up. ATL to the
Man, I don't know where Freddie Gibbs come from when you just hear his music. It's just so universal.
Because Gary is a mixture of a lot of places.
Yeah, you can tell they listen to a lot of different shit.
Yeah.
Good, man.
What's good? What's good?
It's your boys in here. It's Antoine the Source.
Man, this knowledge, man. What it do?
Boy, Flam, what's up?
Man,
It's Unspoken Conversation.
man, what's this?
New and improved.
Ep.123?
Oh,
Man, shout out to that boy D-Boy.
yeah, shout out, man.
Shout out to everybody out there hearing our voice right now.
Yep. Shout out to the women that's gonna be on the casting or ready for Love in Dallas. Round of applause for them. And men. You know, good luck.
Man, but yeah, shit. It's good to be back. We took a week off.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot that went on in the world, man. First of all, how y'all boys doing tonight, man? You know, just started off like that. Kind of icebreaker mode.
Man, it's really feeling fall this week. Like, I ain't want to do nothing. Like, I'm enjoying to do anything this weekend. So, week was productive. You know, football season in, like, full churn now.
Boys get lazy as hell doing football.
Boy,
season.
and especially when the Cowboys winning for just what they doing for, you know, it just.
The city's in a good mood when the Cowboys win.
Yeah, it's a better place to be when the Cowboys.
Even if you ain't a Cowboy fan,
yeah.
it's just a lot better to be here with the Cowboys with it.
Motherfucker have a whole conversation with you, man. White people talk to you.
I was in Vegas. Dude was like, I ain't even a Cowboy fan. Dude was like, where you from? Dallas. Oh, man, I bought ball. I know you here. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, I ain't even feel like explaining like I ain't no fan. I was like, yeah, I'm going
Not
with it.
even a fan, bro. But I'm glad for them niggas, dude.
That's all I said. I was like, yeah, cool
Hey,
balling.
man, but it's crazy, though. So, you know, San Francisco balled so hard last week, I ain't seen no highlights on this side of the Mississippi, on this side of the region.
Man, San Francisco boring as fuck, though. They winning with defense, though.
Yeah.
Shit.
We are, too.
But it's Dallas, though. So long if Dallas winning, then that's a story, you know, because everybody, you ever, you know, like ESPN, they hold probably like 85% of any one of their football shows is what the Cowboys doing.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
That's where they get their biggest like ratings push is from the Cowboys.
They polarizing. Either you for them or you against them. You ain't like, there's nobody who just like meh on the
And
Cowboys.
fans are everywhere. It's
Yeah.
like Lakers and its fans. Like you could be a Lakers fan in Denver. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that's the thing about Cowboys. So man, shout out to them. Shout out to the city.
Yep. We in cruise control right now.
Man, boy had a birthday.
Round of
last
applause
week.
again, man.
Yeah.
Nigga closer to 40 than 30. That's a humbling experience, man.
Man, they start to pile up on you.
Yeah.
Yeah, like these birthdays jumping my ass at this point. Like, they coming quick. But I had a ball, man. Shout out to my boo, man. She planned an amazing weekend. She had my family come down from Houston and surprise me. We turned up. You know, seeing your family members, especially the ones that don't really get out a lot, turn up. That's a beautiful thing, especially when you ain't know they had it in them. Like,
Yeah.
so that was really just good. I enjoyed just seeing everybody else vibe out, man. And then went to Vegas. You know, Vegas is always a dope experience. The highlight was I went to the Usher show, the residency he has in Vegas, and I came away from that with one conclusion. You know how when people, a couple months ago, when people was, you know, debating the Chris Brown, Usher, potential verses and like who would win,
Yeah.
Chris ain't seeing that nigga, bro. I ain't even a big Usher fan, but when you like see him perform all these hits and like
How long Usher been an artist? Since
he's
he's
like
like
94.
13?
Yeah, like it's just,
Yeah.
bro. And the fact that
He's
his
been relevant
show
the whole time too.
was such a vibe and it crossed so many generations because you seeing all type of people in there, all type of ages in there. And I'm like, Chris Brown has a lot of music, but he don't have a lot of moments. And I think that'll be what take away a little of his impact when you see him on a versus stage with Usher is Usher has moments. Like Confessions was a moment. You know, My Way was a moment. You don't have a lot of those.
8701, when you really listen to how he was in these streets. He was in these streets 8701, but he got caught up on Confession. Like, you hear the storyline.
It's a storyline,
like,
exactly.
Go back and listen to 8701. It was like,
Like, Chris Brown, he got bangers, but he just pretty much put a lot of songs. There's like no sequence really going on with his music. So it's hard to compete with somebody when, like, Confessions had people really wondering, like, who was it about?
Yeah.
Who you think? How you think this gonna happen? It was almost one of those things that was a conversation in itself.
Man, I feel like the biggest difference is, you know, they doing R&B, so like Chris Brown almost like a misfit in R&B because he trying to be so thuggish, you know, and so kind of gangster with it, but at the same time, you singing about love and dancing and shit like that.
It takes away his charm as an R&B, and it takes away some of his legendary appeal. Him trying to be like you being an indoctrinated gang member, and like when you have the talent pool of someone like a Michael Jackson, it diminishes your impact. It diminishes your artistry to me because it's almost like you're becoming a caricature of what they expect you to be.
And the key word in it is indoctrinated, because if it was natural, then it'd probably be something different. Yeah. But you can tell that it's not exactly natural. It might be what it is now because he's been doing it for so long.
Yeah.
But it wasn't where he started, so it's always seemed kind of forced.
I'm gonna say this, man. Some of these celebrities, some of these stars has mental special needs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like no, I watch Chris Brown. I follow like some of his family members in his close circle and just how they operate. Like, man, Chris Brown come from like he just come from a regular family, man, that's adjusting to just him being a phenomenon. And it's like, I ain't gonna say he raising himself, he have his circle or whatnot, but you know what I'm saying? You can tell he just has some special needs. Like, he really can't sit down. Like, he really can't just. He ain't no dude that's gonna come in the room and just sit there and just sit. Hell no. He gonna jump up, dance, do Bobby Brown, you know what I'm saying, do the snake, you know what I'm saying? You know that, man. You know that. Same thing about Kodak Black, man. They special needs, man.
Well, I think you, if you're gonna be successful in something like that, you gotta be a little crazy.
Yeah, like, I mean, we kind of talked about that. I mean, look at the Tom Brady Giselle situation.
Mm-hmm.
Because I feel like that's a deeper conversation than just, Tom Brady and Giselle divorcing. You know, I feel like this is a man who's married to his career, like most great people.
Yeah.
Their career or their artistry is their wife or it's their spouse, and unfortunately, their actual spouse is the mistress. And they have to find their place within this world of greatness. And somebody like Tom Brady, when you are exalted to the level he is, like Tom Brady and Michael Jordan have a lot of the same similarities. They are hard on teammates, but they're endearing in the fact that you benefit being around them and within their realm. But the thing about it, they are assholes when it comes to being family men. Like, Tom Brady literally was retired for 2 weeks and was like, I can't do this shit.
Like, I got to get up out this motherfucker. I feel him, though. I feel him.
Like, I would rather run from 270-pound DNs than sit here and color with my kids.
Man, I think it came at him too fast. See, you gotta let this stuff come on you gradually. You gotta be around. You know,
read a bedtime story on Wednesdays.
He's just a baby, can't really do nothing. Then, get a little active. You gotta chase him around a little bit. And then, it's full speed.
Yeah.
You just come in.
Tom just came right here like,
full speed.
Hey, that boy realized his kids was bad. You know, when you ain't there.
Yeah, then that's another thing, too, because, it's hard for your kids to get on your nerves when you're on the seeing them on the weekend.
Like, it's all romanticized. like really, seeing your kids like that is like basically having a long-term relationship with a chick you see every 2 months. When y'all together, this shit, we going to the park, we going to get some ice cream because daddy home, so they had a good mood. But then you sitting around there for about 2-3 weeks, just waking up every day. And you like, this is what y'all do around this motherfucker? Like, yeah. Hey, Bruce. Hey, I think I want to run it back.
Motherfucker come sit on your chest at 6:30 in the morning
man,
talking about you want some pancakes.
Like,
Yeah, oh shit.
and like Giselle, like, but Tom, you just need to go and just bond with them.
No, she like I've been dealing with this shit for 20 years.
He like
You promised.
He like, because you got to think, Tom Brady met her on over half. Like he met her 13 years into his career. They've been married what, like 8-9 years.
And how many kids he put in her?
Why you gotta say it like that, bro?
Shit, I'm thinking from the women point of view.
But you know the difference is Giselle is worth more than him.
Yeah.
Still though,
No, what I'm saying is it shows you that all she wants from him is time.
Yep.
It's not that she needs. No, honestly,
Bro.
it's nothing she can think of it.
Nah, you said only but time, but also her going through the process of delivering those kids and spending all them time. She want a break, bro.
That's time.
Not
That's
with
availability.
him.
I
probably.
don't know if she need a break. Cause, she got money.
She
can get
wants
nannies
him.
and
You
stuff
was
like
that
that.
what I'm saying? You get somebody. You can.
both. You
No.
have morals in
All
that
right,
part.
let's be. You overcomplicating. What I mean by that is this. It's simple as this. You want a present parent. You don't want to feel like you're the only parent.
Gotcha.
And a lot of when you are married to someone that is in the heat of their career, you are normally going to be the custodial parent that they see, that they wake up to, that they go to bed to, and they normally are talking to this person throughout and having to fit into this person's schedule. Especially someone like Tom Brady who doesn't live full time with his kids. They don't live in Tampa. You get what I'm saying? So your real time to bond with them is in the off season, but the off season in the NFL is 2.5, 3 months. And you training for most of that. So how much time do you really have with your kids? So she just wants you to be available and have some type of bonding with your kids. That's why someone like LeBron is a fucking alien to me.
Yes, man.
Because he is such a present parent for all the shit that he does. Like, we don't even realize that that's not normal if you compare it to every other, like parent that's a pro athlete or something.
Yeah, I got a couple thoughts on that.
Yeah.
Like, as any person, if you get with somebody like that, and then you be like, oh well, they should quit doing what they doing and come be, a family person with me. You fucking retarded already, cause you weren't even thinking right when you did that shit. Like, he just finna quit doing all the shit he been doing.
Tom Brady.
Yeah, and he gonna come home and raise 3 badass kids with me, and we just gonna do that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Like Tom Brady does not want to be a soccer dad. I guarantee you, he don't
want to coach his son football team. Like, he don't want to do none of that shit.
Like, bro, he ain't Drew Brees. Drew Brees felt like, you remember we had the discussion about Drew Brees?
Yeah.
Drew Brees realized he needed to step in when his kids was sitting there jamming, NBA young boy waking up to that shit. And like, yeah, I think I need to retire.
I need to go and be a little
go.
close to home.
You got to look with Tom to raise his family yet. He done raised his family in the top percentage. And every team he done played for. If he was in New England, he was up there in the Northeast with some of the top, highest, wealthiest people.
I mean, that's anybody.
But then
That's a
Tampa
pro
Bay.
athlete.
But like Breeze, as you mentioned, was in New Orleans. He had to get his shit together.
I really don't think
You
it's
think
that.
that?
I think it's more the fact that he just paid like, all right, look at it like this. Drew Brees is not the superstar Tom Brady is. Like, Tom Brady's married to a supermodel. So your life is abnormal anyways. Y'all life in totality is abnormal. So she has a career, even though she's on the backside of her career and kind of phased out of it.
She's still a celebrity.
She's a celebrity. We have appearances. We have to go to the Met Gala. We got shit to do. We got to go to Fashion Week. That Drew Brees transition is a little different because you have a normalcy when you come home.
You see, and that's what I was trying to get allude to. So anytime that you a famous person, you got options as far as like who you want to be with. And this goes for anybody. That's another reason why I kind of Sierra and Russell Wilson. I see that relationship and I be like, man, that's some weird ass shit. But because it's weird.
Opportunistic.
No, it's weird because you want me to believe that you want to be a family person, and the person you chose to settle down with was also a celebrity.
Yeah, it's hard to maintain.
Yeah, you knew that shit was retarded when you tried to do it. Like, we both gonna be celebrities and we both gonna be great parents.
But
at
it
the same
has to
time.
be a celebrity if he's gonna pick one that is not in the prime of their career.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's different if you guys grew up together and y'all kind of grew up to y'all celebrity, ism or however you say that shit, y'all fame, and then y'all together and y'all had kids. But you being an established superstar, and then you go out and you marry another established superstar, and then you can say, okay, fuck all this shit we've been doing. Now we finna raise a family and some kids, and be like, oh, that shit's gonna work. That shit's never probably gonna work.
And even if y'all raise them, it's not gonna be a normal environment. Like, look at Will Smith and Jada. Like, that's the dangerous part of raising kids in celebrity, because at the end of the day, everybody don't have a Savannah.
See,
I literally run away from the celebrity of this shit to maintain normalcy. When you come home, this shit normal as fuck. I got my bonnet on. Like, that shit does something to you being able to navigate when you already in this bubble.
Yeah, it keeps you grounded a little bit. But I'll say this, like, okay, like, your kids, they normal was never gonna be what your normal was. Like, my kid, like right now, I look at my son. My son's sitting there playing PlayStation 5 on an 80-inch TV in his living room. You know what I'm saying? At 4 years old. Like, me at 4 years old, nigga, I didn't have I couldn't get a TV. You know
That
what I'm
didn't even
saying?
look real.
Yeah. If you would have told me, like, you would have showed me an 80-inch TV or a PlayStation 5, nigga, I had to beg for a Nintendo. Like, this shit is just there
My
for
mama
him.
put mine on layaway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She told me she put it on layaway, so
Yeah.
I just had to do the countdown.
Yeah.
Like, I'm almost there. She got 6 more payments. I'm almost there.
This little dude, it was just on the couch one day. You know what I'm saying? He just picked up, like, look at this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like,
so it's normal to him, so his idea of normal is completely different than what my idea of normal at that age was.
that's what makes it harder to raise kids when you raise them within privilege. Because you can't just, like, you gotta think. It's like dating a bad bitch who dated a lot of celebrities and niggas with money. It's like you taking me to a nice dinner and taking me on a trip is not gonna do anything for me.
Yeah, you can't really
where
relate.
You gonna fill the gaps.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like you have to emote in a relationship with a kid who has everything, because I can't just say, "Oh, we're gonna take you to an amusement park," and they feel like my dad loves me.
Yeah, it ain't that big of a deal to them.
Not
They
that
do
big
that
of a
every
deal.
week.
So I really need to ask them, like, what's going on? How you doing?
Like, you really gonna have to connect with your kid at that point. Like,
so that makes it harder.
You can't just buy them a new remote control car and be cool.
Like, I feel like I'm supposed to have this. Like, it's new. Like that's scary.
And you sitting there 8 hours with them, like, all right, so what we gonna do after this, Daddy? You
Bro,
buy me something else?
That's gotta be the worst thing when you don't know what to say to your kids. Like, you sitting there with your child, he like 13, and you been just absent for like the last something
Y'all
years.
don't
like,
relate at all.
what you been up to? You got a girlfriend. You know what a nigga, like, it's always the most awkward thing when I talk to my dad, and I love him to death, but we don't talk often. So when we talk, he'll be like, what you been up to, man? Shit. Just working, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's so, because you trying to catch up with somebody, but I just been living day to day. Like, I don't really have nothing to tell you. Like,
you don't have that canter with him. Like, I got the same problem with my dad. Like, I don't think we talk about the Lakers and like shit like that. Oh,
we talk about sports.
Lakers doing good this year. Yeah, they all right. You know, cause it's his team. So you know.
So you got to find something that y'all can communicate on without it being awkward.
Yeah.
And so that's why I say, if I'm fortunate enough to have a kid, I at least want, that open door policy to where if you started early, it'll be normal for them to just come and just have real dialogue with you, and then not feel like, oh, I got to catch up because they feel like they can't talk to me. Because I know people who've had that relationship with their parents where it's just like open dialogue, and so I'm not hiding shit from you, you ain't hiding shit from me. And so they like close as fuck.
Yeah.
But everybody don't have that balance with their kids. So
that's true.
Man, but speaking of kids, or if you want to call it that, T.I.
Oh yeah.
He dealing with some problems, a wayward child. That's a perfect example of a kid who has it all. So how could I get through to this kid? Like
How I
of
relate to
privilege.
him.
How can I relate to him? You know, and Charleston White. You know.
Let me ask you this though. Let me ask you this. You got siblings, right? If you had a young your young brother was out here wilding, how would you respond if it was in y'all were celebrities in social media? How would you respond to that? Like, I'm just in reference to how his older sister responded. Like, hey, if we didn't have a king, it'd be boring. In a way of like, let him grow out of this stage.
I think the thing is what a lot of families do is, especially when it's expected or a normal behavior, is they just push it off as king being king or he being he.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, like, that's like what she was saying. It's like, oh, he just got to grow out of it.
But I don't think she know what type of time.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They play it down because they see him in every angle. They see him just calm, relaxed, mellow head, like just having a normal conversation. But when you're on social media, you playing a role. That's a character.
Right.
You try to be hard. You want to be the next rapper or whatever you want to be in Atlanta. So we see one side of him, she sees another.
Yep.
She knows the vulnerability of like, hey, I'm not even taking you serious, and she know he just like, I'm just saying, he probably not already explained it to her and all that shit. So I'm not excusing what she's saying, because I honestly believe it's a bigger issue than he gonna grow out of it. Because it's somebody that's trying to find their way in a huge cloud of celebrity that is their parent. Like,
and it's similar celebrity. Let's be transparent.
But not even that, because at the end of the day, King was the most notable one off the show. He was the one that kind of like.
But right now, currently, who's the most accomplished is it something similar?
What is his kid? What is
one of them got a
let's be real.
Oscar or Grammy on the writing stuff. Hold on, let me say, it's not the money, it's not King. Deja.
We been all right outside of what they're doing. Let's just talk about it like from a notoriety thing. He's probably the most, like, I know that's T.I. kid. Like,
I wouldn't say that.
Recognizable, you think?
Only because he's the one that caused the most shit. You get what I'm saying? So it's not like he's getting lost in the shuffle. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's the conversation starter more than his other siblings, only because they feel like that's the one T.I. need to put his hands on, and like, hey, you need to get him. Like honestly, we ain't nobody asked about the young when they go to school every day and doing what the fuck he supposed to do, Major. Like,
I think he was on a Disney show.
But do we know? We don't even know that. All right.
See,
let's be live.
I'm saying this.
Like,
I think like you coming at it from one lens, and that all makes sense. And I just look at it like, if my brothers and sisters though had, like, you got all the way from Zanique, she's kind of somewhat a celebrity. You know what I'm saying? Messiah wrote the book and got credit for it. The Money really is trying to be rapping. They respected him.
No, the Money's a reputable rapper,
and then the youngest one's an actor.
Mark, I'm looking at it. We on a platform, so we speaking to the everyman. So I'm looking at it from the everyman lens of.
Yeah, me too.
Nah, you just said you actually paying attention to it, so you were able to speak of it from a more of an expert level. Like,
oh, okay,
you get what I'm saying?
Right,
so like what I'm saying is that was a perfect example of you are actually knowing what they are getting into, but who is the one that T.I. is having to speak on? Who is the one that people in his DMs or on his comments discussing?
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Is like, unfortunately, that ain't the attention ain't the issue. He ain't getting. You know what I'm saying? It's the fact that he's the trouble one. And when you have multiple kids, a lot of times it's gonna be one in there that you just gotta like pray for. That's like, I gotta pray a little longer for him. And that's the part where I feel like T.I. is not being real with himself. When now he want to get mad at us that we ain't speaking out on his behalf.
Man.
Like, I'm like, I don't know what we supposed to say for him.
But Charleston White, you do know what he said, right?
He ain't say nothing wrong. All he said was pretty much like, nigga, the nigga ain't got no respect for adults. And he trying to be something he ain't. they gonna catch his ass.
And that's exactly what it is, though. To a
that's what
certain
every
extent,
nigga. That's literally what every nigga been saying the last month since he got arrested. And thought that shit was a badge of honor.
Because like anytime you come from a family that's got some status or some money and stuff like that, and you try and be a tough guy, first thing anybody else gonna say is, nigga, you ain't about that.
And we gonna test that shit.
Yeah, we gonna try that shit. We gonna try. So anytime you try to do
in
this
Atlanta,
shit,
trying to be that nigga in Atlanta when somebody can pop up on your ass at all times.
Right.
Cause he one of them kids that tries to walk away from security. Like, I don't want them to see me with security. I'm me. Like, nigga, you just at Waffle House at 2:30 in the morning just posted up. Like, nigga, we gonna try it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened when he got into it with that guy at Waffle House. Like, they know who you are, but your threat is like Rich Homie Quan was talking about on the podcast, on Matt Hoffa's podcast. It was like, being a rapper is the most dangerous job because your enemy knows who you are, and you don't know which one of these people in this crowd is your enemy.
he plotting on you.
He plotting on you. You think he a fan.
It's kind of like Roy Jones Jr. and Anthony Tarver.
Yeah.
You know?
They sneak your ass. You know?
Yeah, this nigga was at the highest career. He knocking motherfuckers out, but it was just one nigga been watching him, training, trying to.
Literally, like, for you. Like, and so that's why I don't understand when you got a dad that's like T.I., that's opinionated, you know, got a name in the city, you know, got a reputation.
Yeah, got a reputation. That's the biggest thing.
Polarizer. Yep. And you walking around here like, shit, I ain't got a care in the world. It's like, that's the part that I think T.I. is also flustered and frustrated with, because it's like, I might have to learn a hard lesson, or my child might have to learn a hard lesson, all because he don't know how this shit really go. Like, he don't know how it really supposed to go, and so Charleston White is just calling it out, and that's why I feel like, even though I don't agree with a lot of what he say, I agree. What I do agree with be so prophetic for me, because he's somebody that holds a mirror up to hip hop and the hip hop and street culture, and say, this is what we are. Yep. Because like he says, we big up this shit and get mad at us for taking off people who incite violence in a neighborhood that 80% of the people are not looking to be violent.
Yeah.
They are just living in the circumstances they are living in and trying to navigate while it's a war zone going on around them that's incited by music that we are trying to champion as just a sound. And most of the people that's inciting it are not even having to deal with them environments. Yeah. That's really all he's saying. And this, so he calling out how dumb it looks. And so when somebody who comes from privilege is trying to be something that's in this world, it's like, that's what you create. Yeah. When he's basically the picture of what you create in hip-hop culture, a king.
But the thing about Charleston White is he got points. He got points. He got a certain charisma about the way he talk about stuff, but it's so cynical.
Yep.
You know, that it's kind of hard you don't want to hear from that person. You know, it's kind of like your granddaddy telling you the truth. Nobody want to hear that granddaddy telling the goddamn truth about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Granddaddy, you old as hell. Nobody want to hear that shit.
And then the thing is, he's one of the people that tell you the truth that you don't catch it till you riding home in silence. Like, damn, this nigga.
He was disrespectful in the way that he
right.
tell you the truth.
But you had to vet through it, the conversation, to understand, like, damn, old head did say something. Like, we do sound stupid as shit, calling ourselves savages and shit. It's like, do you know what the fuck a savage is? You know what I'm saying? Is that a badge of honor? And so when y'all try to come and test him, that's a man that has nothing to lose. That's the worst person to go to beef with.
Man, he a professional troll.
And he's a self-deprecating troll. He'll tell you everything that's wrong with him. Like, he one eye, he sue everybody that do him wrong. His wife won't let him come home. His dick don't work all the time. He pay for pussy. He tell you all this shit. So what you go call him out on? You the one trying to hide your hand. Yeah. So, like, we can go there.
You can't be tough with this guy.
You
like
can't.
That. Like, it's kind of like fighting a midget or some shit. Like, of course, you
stupid as hell. Like, try to run up old Charleston White.
Yeah, anything the midget do to you that seems like a win is gonna be extra funny because he a midget. You know what I'm saying?
And then if you harm him, he just proving his point.
Yeah,
like imagine if, let's say hypothetically, like what's a rapper that everybody feel like about their life? All right. Imagine if he did that. If he sprayed, if he instead of macing Soulja Boy, he maced NBA Youngboy. Okay. NBA young boy look stupid as fuck, like chasing down the street after Charleston White after he done maced him, right?
It's only clout to Charleston White. He can do that shit and run.
Because they like, damn, this nigga
life,
went
you
head
know
up
what
with
I'm
the NBA young boy.
And it's clout for him, and you like an asshole.
Y'all can whoop his ass. That's just like
Either
when Meek
way.
Mill. You remember when Meek Mill jumped, his people jumped Safari? And they were like, damn, why y'all have to do it like that?
I mean,
like,
it's just-
you don't get a stripe for that.
It's just like when Meek Mill was trying to battle rap Drake. Like nobody's trying to prove Drake is the best rapper or the toughest guy.
That's why it was easy because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, dude, me being the best hip hop rapper is not even my shtick.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I'm Drake. And so that's why.
but I can do this to you though.
So,
You know
that's
that.
why Charleston White just called the cops when the niggas like he admit I'm a snitch. Any nigga that's admittedly telling you he a snitch, I mean I'm working with the cops in every city I touch down in. So if you niggas touch me, you going to jail. He literally told you this. So why the fuck? So why would you just
You
not
can't
allow
win.
him?
Yeah,
To,
you
can't
gotta
give him
ignore
no
it. It's like a
win.
mosquito.
You just gotta, and that's why it's so. But that's why like honestly. He's the practice they need to see if they're going to get tricked out their spot. Because if you can ignore him with the voice he has, then it's a lot of shit that you can ignore.
Yeah.
And it's like you condition yourself to basically rise above the bullshit if you're really serious about your your career. And that's why I honestly get mad when certain rappers try to make their name on clout. Or certain artists try to make their name on clout and then get mad when that clout chasing blows up in their face and become victims. Because at the end of the day, most people, it's too many people out there putting out product and music and content for you to just get by except unless your talent is exceptional. Right?
Yeah.
So basically you got a lot of people trying to crash out for fame.
Swing for the fence.
Swing for the fences. You know how
Yeah.
crazy that shit is?
They ain't even put no price on it either.
And so at the end, that's why Jake Paul is Jake Paul, but you got a boom gang who tried to do what Jake Paul did, but some people can facilitate this shit the right way and other people just look stupid in the process.
Yeah, Jake Paul had other avenues to make himself famous and like his
But
resources.
he also had just like
Yeah.
he had
an
an
acumen not to do the
acumen,
dumb shit.
you know. So like I'm playing a role and I know this is a role and I separate this role
Yeah,
from
you gotta-
the business aspect.
Yeah, you got to walk a thin line between going too far in your role
Exactly.
and to the point where it fuck up your money. You know, that's just like any rapper who
Yeah.
trying to be a thug and then you fuck around and shoot a
don't
nigga.
follow that motherfucking me path.
Who?
Yay. That nigga gonna be the first nigga.
He
that-
got too much money, man.
But honestly, I
nigga-
think Ye just did it. But he waited till he got up so enough. Because if he had did this shit 8 years ago,
Yeah, it would have killed him.
I think he's gonna have the same effect.
no.
now.
The
Nah,
reason I
it's
say
too
that
late
is
now.
he's so
Man,
influential.
you're gonna be the first nigga to run through $1 billion. And he gonna be looking like
No, but the thing is, Kanye is like a Michael Jackson. When he broke, we ain't gonna know it.
Yeah, he might be broke now.
Because the thing about it is, Kanye don't have. It's like there's no concept of money when you don't even know where the money come from. You get what I'm saying? Like you just know it's money somewhere. Like do you think Michael Jackson woke up and knew how much was in his bank accounts?
You know how much money
He been
made.
making so much money he don't even have control of it. When you ever saw that video of him walking in that little antique store, like a furniture store, and he was just picking shit. I want that. I want that. It was like 40 things. He wasn't looking at the price. He just knows if it's for me, I can have it. Like if you like Kanye believes he can go and buy a whole warehouse and just leave it there and don't know what to do with it. And then he don't account for taxes. He just knows somebody gonna pay it. And, like he one of those people.
And then you just say the word syndical. Have we sung this shit before with Bobby Brown just drop a car off? And
No, that's
Bobby
that's a
Brown didn't
different
have
level.
no Kanye money though.
All right, like I think you short selling it. What I mean by that is you're an entity in yourself. Your name is an entity.
I think that's gonna run out. I think
No,
that's gonna run short for
Marcus,
looking at you.
I need you to understand what I'm saying. Niggas wear this nigga shit all over the world. That doesn't go away. You get what I'm saying?
That's gonna go away in time.
It does not go away only because.
So you think in 50 years from now, shit still
it's
gonna
not
be
about that. It's the fact that it was. We are all. It'll never run out. It's just like we know that back in the day, everybody wore feelers, or everybody know. Like when you think of this time, and this 10-year round, and what people was weighing, he will always be part of this historic place in time. You can't erase him.
So that's more than money can.
That's more than money. I'm influential on a culture in a place of time. Like just think of like the fact that this man sold more than Jordan at one point in time. That's a pillar. You are now a pillar in fashion. I can't erase you. That's why no matter the dumb shit he say, he keep getting partnerships because his name moves so much merchandise. That don't go away when you run out of money. Because at the end of the day, when it go broke and they say we no longer gonna sell Yeezy gear, what you think that's gonna happen? It's gonna become a collector's item. So now it's gonna become more valuable because there's no more of it, and it was so influential. So everything that he's ever come out with is just gonna have more value.
Well, I don't know if it if that's gonna happen or it just comes so generic. That you forget that it's even associated with Kanye. It's almost
That's
like
even worse.
It's like if say a 10-year-old now, he might not even know who Michael Jordan is.
He just knows
he
Jordans
knows
are
Jordans
good.
though. You know what I'm saying? But he might see Michael Jordan and be like, who the fuck is that?
You want to know why? Because Yeezys are so comfortable. I don't like. That's when it's a product that you separated from the person whose name is on. Like, you think everybody that wore Jordans was a fan of Michael Jordan?
Everybody signed to Jordan probably ain't a fan of Michael Jordan.
It's impossible, but if I want to have social equity, this helps me have social equity. And so that's why we saying it's kind of hard for you to say, oh, it's going to wash away, because now it's tied to, like, social equity. Like, when a kid walking around now and probably never heard a Kanye album is wearing Yeezys because he knows every kid in his 4th grade class that's cool has Kanye's shoes. I don't even know who Yeezy is. I just know double call Yeezys. I don't know that this is Kanye West's shoe. That's a level of, like, celebrity that most people don't get to. Like, it's amount of kids out there that only associate Rihanna with the lady that makes Fenty. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. When she ain't came out no music in like 7 years, 8 years. So if you a 6, 7-year-old girl and your mom is a makeup artist and you see this thing around there, it's Fenty, and she come out with an album and you see her perform at the Super Bowl, it's supposed to be a 6 or 7-year-old who's never seen Rihanna perform. Like, oh shoot, that's the makeup lady. You get what I'm saying? Like,
gotcha.
That's a level of movement and merchandise that most people don't get to.
That's where you want to go though.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wipe away.
Man.
Like, that nigga can literally, like, do some fucking biblical shit, like non-biblical shit, and do the worst thing in man when it comes to, like, some criminal shit. Kanye. Everybody ain't gonna start wearing Kanye's shoes. That is gonna be one of those things like, damn, these my favorite walk around shoes. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna blow up my Yeezys because this nigga went and raped somebody. Unfortunately, that's what's gonna happen. It's like think of Def Jam ain't go away when Russell Simmons had all that shit happen.
That's true.
But that's his baby. The name of the product became bigger than the person that created it. Jordan said some crazy shit. He left his woman, most black, and went and married an Hispanic lady. A lot of black women, you would think, man, this nigga ain't shit. That nigga ain't never spoke up on nobody black.
Man. Hey, I'll give y'all this example. Y'all know who Woody Allen is?
Yep.
Yeah.
Woody Allen.
He's a weirdo.
Think of all the shit, but these motherfuckers still use a lot of his work as some of, like, the peak of like camera work. They say, like, if you wanted to learn how to do an international movie, he's one of the pillars. So they still use his work in film school.
That man raised the lady, adopted a girl.
He groomed her.
Raised her, then married her. And still married to her.
And nobody said shit.
No,
they said it, but it's like it's just Woody Allen. And so when it comes with Kanye, I think, unfortunately, Kanye is somebody who he's past the point of where you feel as though this is a character, and now I just believe he's, like, in a dark place, like. Because just think of the stuff that he's doing and he has done over time, it has no consistency to it. the one thing that's consistent is we always know that he tries to like weaponize being a black man when it's convenient for him. You know what I mean? Like, oh, they trying to keep a black man down, da 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 da. But you're not black. You Kanye, remember?
Yeah.
So it's not even a black man at this point. You're faceless. And so it's like you're in a conflict with yourself
He the
because
same person when he said George Bush don't give a damn about black people. That shit just on another amplified level. He was an idiot.
Kanye, somebody
then.
could say it now to Kanye, like, you don't give a fuck about black people.
Yeah.
If you give a fuck about whatever leverages the brand of Kanye.
Yep.
The
Whatever.
brand and legacy of Kanye. So you will weaponize whatever you need to push it forward. What's the difference between that and a politician at the highest level?
Exactly. And
Yeah.
like facts. Like if you understand that like about him, then you know he wouldn't get as much coverage. Like that's what bothers me, that we know the agenda, and like you people behind the scenes know the agenda, but you still putting the fuel out there to the people that don't know and think, get real passionate about this.
I mean, this
kind of like
giving,
a football game.
Yeah, he giving interviews to Tucker Carlson though. It's a whole different type of energy that's feeding his
But
thing
Kanye
right now.
thinks his genius is outside of art.
Yeah,
And that's what when people say, like, this is what happens when you call somebody a genius. They start believing that they are
And they
totality.
exactly.
Like, you are a genius,
in
if we want to call it that, in
this
this little
area,
small pocket of what you do. But now he really believe he's Albert Einstein walking around this shit.
But that's the thing though. If you Albert Einstein to tell you, I'm a genius at this.
Exactly. He knew
You
when
know
he
what
left
I'm saying?
there, I couldn't tie my shoes. I'm socially inequitable. Inept. I'm damn near on the spectrum. And that's where most geniuses are close to the spectrum because they are avoided somewhere else. It's like when someone is blind, so their sense of hearing or touch is heightened.
But you know what though? I think what people and what I've realized about Kanye is he's been hip hop's spoiled child. He done cried wolf. People ran many a time, and now it's just to the point like, man, like you said, we see it all. Like, man, and it's gonna. I think it's gonna. This the part I don't see him really bouncing back from. I mean, I don't see him like getting the Wolves back together and they cover him again like Jays and the Puffs, and he just doing.
But he don't need them no more, guys.
I think
he's so big. At this
and I
point.
think that's the thing.
He didn't reach that affirmation where he like.
That is the point.
He said he like, I'm gonna make everybody mad at me.
Like,
don't want to talk to me.
Honestly, because Kanye feels as though if I alienate everybody, there's still gonna be a use for me.
I mean, it is.
If I make myself an island, you still got to come over here.
Yep.
You think so?
He still got them beats.
Like at the end of the day.
In facts, at the Pusha T concert, man.
And then you got to think of it like this:
Pusha T keep him grounded.
If you are in the music business or just a celebrity at all, he's tied to the Kardashian brand, whether it's good or bad. He's tied to his own empire, and he's somebody that if I just put my name on your shit, it's gonna go out. It's gone. Even if it's not good, people are gonna give it a chance.
You're right. You gotta look 20. Do your dance. Do your dance.
You know what I'm saying?
But like 23 years. Well, we in year 2022. Kanye has been relevant for all 20. Like even
he's been relevant for 20 years.
The blueprint dropped 2000?
2001.
2001. So let's say you give him that 2000 year because he had something. But 2001 when the blueprint, Kanye is all over there. That's just the beginning of where they say. To me, they say hip hop was at the maturity level when it it popped.
Took off. Yeah,
it really took off. So all of that. So we like you said, we speaking about somebody on a level that we may not never hit, but we can't speak on it because he done reached a level of affirmation that like he realized I think he did an analysis like, man, they're gonna take your technology and you looking at yourself $1 billion now, but you don't look at how you done capture a generation and they're gonna use the same technology that you gave them 25 years later, and they're gonna be making billions and billions and
Man.
billions.
Like, think of it like this. Just think of the what is the technology used in Yeezy shoes? Forgot
some
the name.
foam, some
What the sole, the technology
Yeah, the
for that sole.
yeah.
Adidas had that for like 15 years before it was shelved. They didn't have a use for it until Kanye came and and incorporated that in his design. It was like, and that became their biggest like technology. That became what they were known for.
Mhm.
It was something they already had. It just took somebody to find
Make
the
it pop.
use.
Yeah, like the pink polo.
That's the perfect. You got to think. That's
Yep.
perfect. Like he basically he prepped up hip hop at a time when it was street as hell. So that shows you the influence even before he became influential. You get what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
at the end of the day, he was somebody who I fit in everywhere because I have a valuable talent. Benny Siegel, who was the most gangster nigga on the roster, still felt that this the nigga I need to work with to get my sound. Jay-Z, who was the highest on the totem pole, realized this is sound I need. So all the outbursts and all the whining and complaining he was doing because they wasn't trying to hear his raps and shit, they just tolerated it. You think that they tolerate a nigga trying to put on his own music while they trying to make they shit? Like, imagine a nigga that hijacked a Jay-Z studio session. Hey, put my shit on.
Let him hear this. Let
You
him hear
really
this.
think if a nigga did that shit that wasn't astronomically good at what he did was gonna just stay in the room? Like, think of that out loud. Like, but that's Kanye just being like, so then niggas be like, that's just Kanye being Kanye.
Yep.
Because the nigga's so valuable. It's why this nigga dealt with T.O. so much.
Yeah, because this nigga was catching
Nigga catching every goddamn
200
thing,
yards,
bro.
200 yards a game.
So it's
3
like shit.
touchdowns,
You gonna
like
deal with a nigga that's cussing out the fucking all the brass, cussing out the quarterback, doing sit-ups in his driveway with all the media around him saying "fuck y'all," because a nigga gonna come and play in the Super Bowl on a fucking broke ankle and get 130 yards.
And your quarterback was hung over.
Yeah, but that's the thing though. Like T.O. had a time on his because
Exactly.
it was only
When
he could
your
only do
talent
that.
didn't reach
Yeah,
but that happens in sports, but that doesn't happen in
and music,
pop culture.
Yeah, and pop culture in
Like
general.
Madonna ain't came out with nothing hot, but it's still Madonna.
Yeah. Yep, still can
Facts.
get attention for doing dumb shit, which she recently did.
Exactly.
But
Made a
Yeah.
song.
she
But
made a song came out that she was gay. Like
So she did the song. I saw the picture with the
it's
underwear.
just like Lauren Hill. How many times she didn't no show the goddamn tour, but motherfuckers keep trying to
Still
put on
show
that
it.
shit.
Man.
hey, I gotta go back to Madonna though, man. Like at some point, my nigga, it don't even matter no fucking much. You can't be like 65, 70 years old talking about I'm gay. Look, are you fucking? Like, you still fucking, my nigga? Like for real to even to have that thought.
I mean, but no, honestly, Madonna is what happens when the sex symbol ages.
Yeah.
Like if you build your whole brand on being a sex symbol, good luck with that shit. Because once you
I mean, but
don't.
just rest on your laurels, my guy.
So you already saying when Meg be like 55, that concert gonna look bad.
You walk around in that goddamn, get up, you be
nobody
walking
trying to
around,
see
that shit ain't, hey man.
What she gonna be? Hey,
She gonna be looking like what's her girl, Lady Louise.
I don't know,
and,
man.
and Boomerang. She gonna be like, bye. Like, no, nigga. That shit ain't gonna age well. Think of it.
Hey, niggas still gonna be knocking off niggas.
Because think of how people do Lil' Kim, bro.
65.
Think of how people do Lil' Kim when she doing her same routine that she was doing on the Source Awards in 95, 96. It was the coolest shit in the world, right?
I mean, I
Wanna
suppose-
rumble with the B, huh? Hey, she doing that shit in 96. Now she a whole meme trying to sit there and do it as a 48-year-old woman. You get what I'm
Looking like a
saying?
fucking robot.
So, bro, like, that's the thing about it where, unfortunately, that's when they always say, why does hip-hop have an expiration date? Because it doesn't age as gracefully as other genres of music.
I mean, but it's the same thing.
When you
like with-
perform it.
Yeah, like Aerosmith or some shit like that. You see these niggas, they 65 years old,
hey, boy.
and motherfuckers act like they loving that shit still. It's
Like
old
Red
ass
Hot Chili
motherfuckers.
Peppers just performed at one of the largest tech conferences, and it was like, we had the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Because it's the music. The thing about it, the music wasn't tied to age or action.
Got you.
What I mean by that is like a nigga sitting there rapping at 63 about him spinning on the ops and shoot niggas and fucking hoes and sections.
Yeah, that's true.
It ain't gonna age the same when you 60.
If it,
Hey,
I'm
man,
gonna say you
I'm
this.
still here for.
I'm gonna say
seeing
this.
niggas twerk at 60.
Pusha T had the real OGs, and I'm talking about the niggas that was in their 55s that you knew had that shit up under their nails
But the
in
thing
the
is,
80s.
Pusha T music was always
But
like a grown.
But go to your
palette of
point though. I'm thinking like, how long it like that shit may last a long time because it was some 55-year-old nigga talking about nigga powder.
But even if he ain't doing it now, it takes you back to a moment in time when you.
But those people, you're right.
And the way he talk about it is from a cerebral aspect,
Exactly.
and he got like an actual talent to the way he rhyme and shit. He ain't like NBA YoungBoy out here trying to get you buck jumping around
nigga
dancing.
fuck his head, bust his head.
And you got a good point. The way he said,
very
and the people
cerebral,
that like, man, yes, it's about this and this next step and this and that. Like, but it was amazing to see his demographics. It was some 50 and 60-year-old men in there.
Well, I mean, yeah, of course. It's like it's the internet. We're in the internet age, so music really is crosses all bounds. Like it's so many people that you can consume, whether it be through your kids or whether it be just some stuff you heard on your timeline. Like I literally just heard a song.
Retired street vets.
No, but think of it like this: what do retired street vets do? What do they hang? What do they?
They hang on Facebook now.
They in the hood, so that you hear in the car they jamming. Like I'm around it. It keeps me young. That's like my dad. My dad know what's hot because he got sons. It keep him young. He be around. So that's what the internet age, and we are the first generation that's kind of gonna be a blended age. What I mean by that is we know how to use social media. So even as we age, we'll know how to still go and source what we need. So it's like we'll always be part of the information age because we know how to source it. So that's why I'm anxious to see how we age as a generation. That's why I was kind of using examples of like the music that we listen to now.
Yeah.
How will that age? How will that be performed? Like imagine Super Gremlin in 20 years.
That's what I'm saying.
Like how
we
will
gonna
Kodak
be
perform?
some old niggas talking about pussy ass bitch.
He gonna perform this shit with an acoustic guitar playing in the background.
That's slide. What were you when you heard
on
this?
the stool.
Yeah, what were you when you heard this?
Probably fat in the mug. Kodak gonna be fat, man.
Boy.
Like I really
he
want
already mumbling now. Think about then. Like he gonna be
That's why I really want to see how it looks. How does hip hop look in 20 years? And because
who would probably be matured?
Who's mature?
Like Jay-Z? I'll be the in a certain. I even say
Lil Baby would age well only because his sound is not like
we know that
super young.
We gonna take Wale out of this, but we know Jay-Z. I mean Drake and J. Cole and Meek.
Drake will have one of them songs. Drake will be able to do a residency.
I mean Drake will be able to do an R&B album.
But also.
I think
Drake is a hip hop artist that can do a Las Vegas residency.
Yeah, no problem.
Man, and people will be able to like, shit.
So you know what Pusha T said? I ain't gonna do all that singing in his concert, and that made me think about if Drake does a residency, right? The performance is gonna be amazing. I think I may nod off on some of his shit because he gonna have to cater to that part of his, his crowd.
That's what I noticed with the Usher part, and he even called it out. He was like, I've been doing this for 30 years. So it's, everybody got a certain genre or era in which they love the most. So when he started performing like his, in the night, in the bed, like them songs, you could just see the old ladies, those shit.
Okay.
And he even called it out. It's like, I know y'all like, man, what is this? It's like, but I know all y'all came to see a certain part of me.
Yeah.
And he had to call that out. Yeah. Because he know at one point in time, his sound lost a demographic of his fans. And so when you doing a residency, I have to give you everything.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna lose some of y'all for a certain point of this show. And that shows you how great you have to be to maintain a residency.
Yeah.
Because I have to be able to touch every facet of person in this song at some point. And I saw it. Like you saw when he first came out and he was doing My Way and that old Usher, everybody in there, but like especially the black people. But the white people, they hit him. They like when Confessions came is when they because it's like, okay, this the LaFace Usher.
Yeah, when did you catch the vibe?
When did you catch the vibe?
Hey,
And then Yeah was the one everybody knows, but you got to think that's why he literally performed it damn near chronologically.
man, I don't know what he did to get this old 60-year-old white woman when I went last year, but she left her. Hey, a dude left her in there. Like he got that many type of people, bro. Like you said, like and she was just dancing back and forth to be happy on Usher, bro. This lady was. Oh, like she was my mom. My mom's 67 this year, 68. But like that age, and it was an old man. He had to tap on the back like, "Hey, I'm gonna be outside."
He like, I
He
can't
like,
take
hey,
this
listen,
no
she like, all right, and just kept dancing.
more.
You know what I'm saying? But Usher will probably 20 tracks. Yeah, he'll kill Chris Brown in the verses. He'll kill
Man,
Chris
he got
Brown in the
moments,
verses.
bro. Like at the end of the day,
I think Usher done crossed over a little farther than what Chris Brown.
When you do a
Without
residency,
trying.
when you do a
I
successful
think
residency,
Chris Brown just got a ceiling. He ain't gonna be able to get past.
right? You're right. And when you do a residency more than one time, where people steady come back, some like Celine Dion shit, some Elvis Presley type shit,
Frank Sinatra type shit.
then you really like. That's when you reach that or another affirmation like, can't nobody touch me, because I don't think Chris Brown got the stamina to do. He can't stay in Vegas I bet you can't be there for 3 days.
They ain't gonna want him there for 3 days.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
exactly. They don't want him there.
and honestly, man, I just seeing somebody in concert because I fuck with Usher, but it's not like I'm like a huge fan. Like, but seeing him perform, you get an appreciation for his impact, and also another thing that I realized, it's hard as hell to break a song these days. Like a new song nobody's ever heard, and like when you try to play somebody something new.
Bro.
No, I'm about to explain.
Right.
Let me explain. Because so imagine with like as an unknown artist trying to like get you to fuck with this music. This showed me how much like nuts you gotta have to be an up and coming artist. Cause Usher was like, y'all posted gave y'all an album 4 years ago, but life happened. But I wanted to play y'all something new, So he was like, put your phones down, don't record. So I'm thinking this shit about to be a banger. Like this nigga don't even want it to leak. And it's cool, but everybody just up there looking at this nigga like. And then he sung it, and then he walked off the stage, then came back with another banger, and like, everybody was like.
He was trying to gauge the response.
He
That's
was
how
really trying to
doing.
gauge, like, I ain't fucking with it.
He like, I was that shit went hot. Oh, okay. Go back to this other shit.
And it was almost I had secondhand embarrassment. I'm like, ain't nobody gonna say, "Ooh, that good." Like we just sitting there looking at him like it really felt like a dude was singing at church that really can't sing, but you just like let him move you, let him use you.
Maybe he was trolling, bro.
No,
praise
this was real shit, bro. Like he was like, put the fucking phone down, like, and everybody like, no, I need y'all to vibe with me. Put the phones down. I want y'all to hear something new. Put the lights down. Had the spotlight on to me.
I mean, it might become a banger later on.
But I said that, I was like, man, this shit gonna fuck around be a hit. But we gotta have somebody else.
Yeah.
We gotta let somebody else get the cosign.
Yeah, nobody came there for that.
Like that's exactly what it is. Everybody like, I ain't come here for this shit. I came here for the bangers. Like so that was when I realized like that was hard as fuck to break
something. But see, like when you go into your residency, that's like pretty much saying it's a rap almost.
Like,
you get it. That ain't the time to be coming out with hot shit. You know what I'm saying?
Come out with new shit.
You need to drop like a moniker, like a whole different person or some shit. And don't even tell nobody that's you, and let that shit grow organically.
Bro, speaking of Monica, man, I just want to shout out to Monica and Lala.
Why?
So I've never seen people who everybody know them. Like everybody fuck with them across all demographics of Hollywood and music. Like you can see a goddamn Kardashian party. Monica and Lala gonna be in that bitch. You can see a goddamn YSL album release party. Monica gonna be at that bitch upstairs. I'm like, how the fuck do you know these niggas and that nigga at the same time? Like that's a gift. Like honestly, you don't even have to come out with music because there's something about your energy that everybody like. You make sure Monica on my guest list.
That's true. That's dope.
Hey, dog, because I'll be looking like, how the fuck do they know them? Like Monica was posted up with Kodak Black in her damn.
I mean, but you know,
You gotta look.
okay.
Monica like a female. Like she remind me of like my older cousin. Well, my older cousin can kick it with his kids.
Right.
Monica's like, you don't think, nigga, she called Rachel, they probably call her anytime she wants.
That's what I'm saying.
TT.
She everybody cousin, ain't he?
Yeah.
Like she literally
But
like.
she got that clout though, cause you know she been in the industry. She still look good.
But it's
You know what
but
I'm
also it's to shows you like she just a cool ass person.
That's
Because
another thing.
like you got to think. If people just want to look like, that's why I always compare the Cardi B and Nicki Minaj thing. Today, for instance, Cardi B, Nicki Minaj getting into it with Lotto about some bullshit about the Grammys, and she's always having a spat with a younger artist. And then the same day, you have Glorilla gifting Cardi B a Patek Philippe watch just to show her appreciation for getting on her song. And it's showing you like two different people that like quote unquote the icons of hip hop, of women's rap right now, and their reception based off the fact of the energy they put out.
Yeah.
Because you got to think, a Nicki look and a Cardi look are both things, but a Cardi B more to me now because she more socially relevant to me. But I feel as though if somebody is ingratiating those who come after them, because it's like, I don't look at you, I'm not trying to compete with you.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to prove my greatness when I'm in the room. I'm just vibing. I'm Monica. This me. And I think that that's a skill in itself to kind of separate yourself amongst celebrities.
Well,
Because celebrities is like a school for all popular kids.
I think that, okay, so one thing that you got to keep in mind as a celebrity, because we was talking about with Kanye, you know, Kanye broke the glass ceiling, and he done made it to this icon status. Most celebrities, especially with music, you don't get there. Your star goes up so far, then your star starts to come back down,
And then we start wondering what happened.
Nah, but so you still in the industry, and you start to come up against those same people that you were surpassing. But now you falling, so now you might need a hand or jump on a track with me. You know what I'm saying? Give me a beat, give me a song.
So how you acted when you were
you was
ascending.
going up. How you acting? Now you don't know. You didn't need those relationships, but now when you trying to sustain whatever you trying to sustain, you need those relationships, and you didn't build them. So now your shit finna drop faster than ever. And you talking about Monica, I feel like she probably did a real good job in maintaining relationships as she was at her best.
She stayed even. Like, well, you know how some people have moments where they like go to a dark place in their life and start doing weird shit at some point in their career.
Yeah.
Like she never really, even when she was really dealing with real shit, like, cause she dated street niggas, had real shit go on if you hear her story. But it just kind of stayed like this. Like she never did no sideways shit. Cause I feel like this, if everybody, like Lala is friends with Kobe Bryant's wife.
Yeah, Vanessa
Bryant. But she's also friends with, like, fucking, I don't know. That just means that you are somebody, you don't give secrets, you don't tell secrets. Because that's the biggest thing in Hollywood and among celebrity is, if what I say in here, if I could trust you with my shit.
The wild shit.
That go a long way.
And
that go a long way. And so I always look at them two as two examples of people who don't do too much. They just know how to just fit in around the board. And that's a skill in itself that I don't think a lot of people realize has so much equity in socially, social equity,
Just being personable.
Just being a cool ass person. Cause some people try to take the air out the room. Cause I'll see who the biggest star in here. I feel like a lot of celebrities do that because a lot of like socialites do that within their city. Like how when you go to like a social influencer event or something like that, like where it's a bunch of people that's like up and coming with their brands and stuff. Everybody's trying to outbrand everybody. like roll out their resume and, you know, got their corporate voice on. But it's only going to be one person there that's just themselves that the room will revolve around. And without even trying, it's like the energy just kind of like is magneted to them. That's a skill. Like, where basically amongst people that move other people, you move that room.
Yeah.
That shit go a long way. And so I just felt like I wanted to go in on that, man. Before we get out of here, man, is anything y'all got on your mind? Anything coming up y'all want to tap in on?
That's crazy, though. Like, as much as Jay doing, he still can get some passes and grace. Like Antoine, you just really, like, made it. You just made it where it humanized, like who he is and why he's still gonna be successful, why he's still gonna be relevant, why it ain't gonna stop. Where I can't even fool with none of his antics right now because some of the things that he just done, like it's like, dude, you really think you the most powerful person in the world, man?
I feel like you almost you fan hurt. Not in a bad way. No, that's a real thing because you was really fucking and going to bat, and a lot of Kanye fans feel like you.
Yeah.
Well, like we tried to argue with our friends about, like, bro, y'all don't understand. It's just like you've gone so far where I can't even defend it, and it's like that shows you like the levels that he's gone to. Because if you listen to an episode of ours 2 years ago or just a year ago, you have a whole completely different outlook on it. But he's kind of like ended up taking away more and more rope that we give him. And what that really kind of ties to the fact that you even see women, like black women, siding with Kim Kardashian. Like, I saw one in the comments like, oh, I can't stand that family, but the fact Kim stayed around that long. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. Like,
but you will say something like that, but like, it ain't like Kim didn't have no skin in the game. Like, she needed their relationship to be a long
of course she needed that. That's why I felt like that's why she stayed as long as she did. That shows you the point that I had, where it was like, what comes with me is worth more than what you deal with to deal with me. And like, it's like basically the shit that it's the woman that marries the old millionaire. She's not physically attracted.
I'm excited.
To him.
Listening to you, Antoine, I'm excited to see if his model's sustainable or not, because I don't think it's sustainable coming back from this shit.
So Kanye tomorrow he drop a banger with Pusha T, Jay-Z.
I don't think he gonna even get to that
Who
point.
else on there?
Ain't nobody gonna.
No. We saying hypothetical.
Yeah, I'm just saying hypothetically. Like, he dropped his banger tomorrow.
He could just put out a goddamn video, like a video album of just content that he created. Or if he was to drop a documentary tomorrow,
would you listen? Would you pay attention?
It's gonna be trending.
Would you pay? I'm personally. I want to hear Marcus personally.
Yeah.
Would you pay attention?
Yeah, I'm gonna pay.
You gotta think the Kanye thing on Netflix just dropped like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
I mean, he ain't just all fuck it up, and
So
that shit was number one on Netflix.
He ain't fucked up too much because you still paying attention.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like it's the car wreck that you just can't turn away from. It's like, even if Kanye was to go away for 8 years and just not say shit, and niggas was like, ooh, God, I'm glad this nigga gone. This nigga just pick his head out. They're like, oh shit! I saw Kanye walking around playing the piccolo, like Andre 3000.
Prime example, like dude was at a soul food restaurant, just eat some greens.
And the nigga in there like, man, the price said what up? Like, mind you, I guarantee the owner of that soul food restaurant was just cussing out Kanye in this group chat. But Kanye walk in there, now you want to take pictures with him, the goat in here. You get what I'm saying? This is a perfect example of what I mean when I say his actual social equity is worth more than his antics. And it's a sad thing because, unfortunately, that's why you can't tell him shit. Because you don't think he know that?
And that's why you can't tell him shit.
So that's why I'm concerned. Is he trolling? Is he trolling?
He ain't trolling. He honestly believes.
He trolling.
No, but it started out as trolling.
He trolling you with the truth, though. That's what it is. He like, look what I can do.
Like honestly,
Right.
because he testing the antics with his genius of like seeing how far can my genius quote unquote take me.
Take
Think of it like this. Did you watch the last episode of Atlanta?
I haven't watched it.
Yeah.
Mr. Chocolate.
I haven't watched
So
it
he
yet.
pretty much is the whole episode is like in a satirical way making fun of Tyler Perry.
Oh my goodness.
Like from like within the first 10 minutes who he making fun of without him saying it.
On his
Yeah.
studio.
So that's the genius of it, first of all. Like everybody, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? And the fact that he was able to do that shit and nobody took offense.
Besides Tyler Perry.
He probably
No.
couldn't take offense because
Tyler Perry taking offense.
no, he probably did, but at the end of the day, it was brilliantly done.
Hey, you remember that Boondocks episode
When they
with
made-
Tyler?
talking about my deal?
Yeah. He made them take that shit off the air.
Because the thing about it, but you like they said his name, like they literally called him out on it. It's like this one is just like
Yeah.
I would literally be admitting to everything he's talking, making fun of me because he never said my name one time in here. So that's where you really have to like, you know, the hit dog holler,
Yeah.
like, oh shit. So you really do this? Why you feel offended? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they made fun of how fast he shoots scenes. Like, oh, we on another scene, and so the girl, the daughter basically came on set with her mom. You know, what's it? Vern.
Yeah.
His baby mama and his daughter. They went on set. They were doing extra work, and the daughter basically said something out of turn, and they liked it, and they kept it in there. And so they liked. She did such a good a job in that one role, in that one scene. They just kept moving her from like set to set, and she just started shooting all these shows. And the mom couldn't find it because she was shooting scenes so fast.
that's
So it, like basically he was doing all these. It was a slave show, it was a crackhead show, and like they just putting her in different shows with a scene, and like the mom like, where's my daughter going now? And he's the voice in the sky, like take her to the next scene. And she was just like, I want my daughter. Where's my daughter?
And see, I think he was making more of a mockery of that studio. Because
Yeah,
if you go down
it's
to Atlanta,
cheaply done.
it's he got this huge studio, and he created this economy. Like that's how it is. People that's actors and actors, if they get in, they gonna work.
And it's the same people.
Yeah.
He literally recycles
Yeah.
the same people in the.
Yep.
So
Go to
it's
his
the
scope.
same
Just-
person you
just
see,
on a roster, huh?
the
Yeah.
same person you see playing a VP or an attorney in one show, play a crackhead in this other
Yeah.
show. Like it's like no consistency, like across the board.
I mean,
And then,
You
and the
can't-
funny part when he was like, "Oh, we'll fix it in post." She was like, "Hey,
yeah,
post
basically
it."
like you'll see a part where you can see where they hairline stop, or you can see the wig, or you can see the drop mic, or some shit. And it's like basically because the lady was like, we can't do that. We'll fix it in editing. Like on the back end, like, baby,
Nah, you
keep
can't
on going, like, and so he made fun of the quality of his work.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
but he can't say shit because don't mention your name. And so I think with something like that, that's why Boondocks was so offensive to him because I'm telling you who you are versus insinuation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that was dope as hell to me. The last thing I want to cover, just kind of like a tip. Not a tip, but y'all heard about 50 Cent and his son. The situation where his son came out and asked for said $6,700.
Yeah.
Let me hold that 6,700.
That's but unfortunately, this just
6-7 a month, right?
yeah. But it kind of like when I sat
How
up,
old is
he's 25.
He 25.
6-7 a month?
Bro,
What that
first
come
of all,
out
the
to?
fact that you're getting $80,000 a
about
year
80,000.
tax-free money because you don't tax child support. All right, so but it ain't like it ain't unemployment where you can't go and work on top of that. You know what I'm saying? Like you can have the 80 grand,
and have an actual whole job.
have a whole job, and like wow, bro. But this kind of I wanted to touch on a deeper issue with this one. Because as black men, a lot of times we don't know how to vocalize our hurt or vulnerability. And so, because if you look at the back end of what he said, it's like I'll pay $6,700 for 24 hours with my dad.
Yeah.
Like he softened the blow because I just wanted to get on his radar. I knew what to get his attention. You get what I'm saying? And he even said, "I'm you." In a long post, he said, "I'm you." Basically, in how I handle things, how I handle conflict. Before I ingratiate and say I want a relationship with you, I'll troll you, I'll make fun of you to get your attention and see how you respond. But at the end of the day, it seemed like as a kid that feel like, okay, the situation between you and my mom poisoned our relationship. As a 25-year-old man, I've reflected and I want
Wasn't he on the videos when he first came out?
Well, he did, but you got to
was in
think.
the Wankster video.
But then what happened as he got older? His mom and 50, his mom was getting $20,000 a month, and she kept saying, how 50 ain't shit, and he had to be putting on. So the mom was weaponized.
Yeah, so she transferred all that little bitterness to him.
Exactly, and so 50. But what broke the camel's back is when Marquise started, he had pictures with. And he had pictures of him posted up with the guys that were affiliated with the people that shot 50 Cent, with Slow Bucks and all those people. So that's where he was like, "Fuck that nigga, he a nigga on the street to me," because he was posted up with the people he had real beef with.
Yeah,
it's like a
troll
situation.
Yeah.
And 50s, at the end of the day, you can say what you want, but 50s are still a street nigga at the end of the day. And so we not close enough for you to even play with me like that and me go back on, and I think this is just a kid who realized as an adult he went too far. But the toothpaste is out the tube now. Because I don't see someone like a 50 Cent that is mature enough emotionally that he will take that and forgive it. Because he's cut people off for less.
That's sad.
It's sad.
That's the case.
But it almost kind of made me feel bad for both parties, only because you can see the similarities in both of them, where you can see the power of genetics. From a visual perspective and just the way they both go about things.
Yeah, but that happens in all types of any type of parent-child relationship. That happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that we've been able to see it on a worldwide stage,
see it play out,
and social media, and then of course there's a lot more money involved and stuff like that.
And that trust has been damaged. It's been damaged. You came and this is an example where you came and really 50, you should have been there more. Well, it was kind of toxic for me to be there. It was for my mental, and then the way the son reacted. He gotta hold himself accountable for some of that stuff too.
Yeah, but but it sounds like he allowed people to take advantage of.
Yeah,
that
and that's why I was like,
age.
yes, and that's where the mother comes in, because she can't go unscathed. Come on now, you gotta hold yourself accountable for him leaning in that direction when you knew that it should have been kind of some off limits or boundaries set. Like, hey son, I know I may not have this type of relationship with your daddy, but you know what I'm saying. He's still your father. You should respect him here. This would be something that he may find offensive if you do.
You gotta. Okay, so I'm gonna say this. We have a certain expectation of what a parent should be, right? So, parents should do this, a parent should do that. But at the same time, even if your parent doesn't live up to exactly the standard of a parent that you wanted, you gotta appreciate the certain level of time, money, or whatever came in to put you in this.
I agree with you on that, but you want to know the dangerous part? We're in the entitlement era. If you think about it, you will hear it's a huge batch of kids who are now standing up to the fact that of social and childhood traumas of how their parents parented them, where they feel as though when the parent feel like they can talk to you in kind of way because they keep a roof over your head, but it's like, oh, you my parent, you were supposed to do that. We are in an entitlement age where people feel as though that's a birthright. And so you doing what a parent, quote unquote, is supposed to do, provide me with what I need until a certain level in my life where I can go and stand on my own 2 feet, does not give. It's unfortunately that you're in. It's a fine line. It's a tough place to be in, because how can somebody that doesn't know, like we talked about your son, the 80 screen TV,
Yeah.
I don't know that this is a privilege because it was my birthright.
I had it. Yeah, I had it from
and
the
so
start. That's
I
the
don't
whole
understand the sacrifice until I'm old enough to humanize you of like what all you did to afford me these things.
Yeah, but that's you gotta get there from other people in your life. You know what I'm saying? So when you do hear your mama say that he not doing enough, so that actually is going even if you don't think it does, at some point it's affecting
It's
you.
gonna poison. It's gonna poison their brain because and it hurts the most. And it hurts them the most as the child when they see him parenting somebody else.
Mhm.
Like, because 50's very involved in his other son's life.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like being brandished in front of you of like, this is the potential of me. This is how I parent. This is what you could have
been. Yeah.
And now you just basically that's a dark place to go to, even as a man, because childhood traumas, they can follow you into manhood.
Definitely.
And so seeing that, and you haven't really dealt with it, it makes it a deeper.
I'm pretty sure. Like, go back
issue.
to trust. I bet you 50 don't even trust that man in his house.
He don't, because
he can't though.
But 50 is not the one that feels like he lost anything. That's the problem.
Well,
only one person.
I don't know, man.
No, he might. But what I'm saying is he's not. He hasn't shown it. We see one other person that is showing the fact that I want to give you the olive branch, and now so that's why I say it's one person that is already becoming vulnerable by telling you like, okay, how can we fix this? But at the end of the day, 50 feel like you need me. I don't need you. 50's always felt that way. How he did Young Buck. He dangles a carrot over people. It's like, you need me. I don't need you. He's a kingmaker.
And it's because, like, you know what? You're right. Like, all of them people you mentioned, like, I look at it, he was being loyal to them, and they damaged his loyalty. And he bruised, like they damaged his loyalty, regardless. Like, he talked about Buck. He basically said, Buck, man, you just spending. Oh, you just overspending. Now you keep signing these.
Think of how he did Lloyd Bank. Basically got rid of Lloyd Bank because he didn't have any ambition. 20 years later.
Yeah, he kept him on. He kept him around the longest.
And he was like, you know what? Shit, fuck that.
You the last of the last.
Like, you ain't worth shit.
Right.
And so if he'd do somebody like
he
this,
literally
he made money
Gang.
with for
He
20
like Gang
years.
had been sitting around on the bench. Let's say real talk.
Yeah.
Let's look at on the bench for months and years with Interscope. He come in and was like, y'all ain't finna use him. You ain't finna use him. You ain't finna use him. Come on. Gave him his only diamond project. A diamond project. And then you just go do this.
Think about it. What is the game outside of 50 Cent?
I mean, but the game, I think the game's talent is a little bit over-exaggerated.
Exactly, because the game, his
Exactly.
peak was literally attached to G Unit.
Yeah.
He has a few like moments there and there outside of the 50 Cent realm. But that's why someone like a 50 Cent, like, you have to have a certain ego to be great in anything.
But that goes. I get what you guys are saying with that, but he didn't do that just because he's just a cool guy who wanted to see somebody succeed. He saw somebody who could make him some money.
Exactly.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
That's why he brought him on.
Yeah. So there's a certain business aspect to that.
So you
And they
want to know
went
what
against
that
the
does?
business
So
model.
that means we have a limit to my loyalty.
Yeah.
That's all. That's what I feel like he was saying. It was like, okay, I saw the value in you, but once the value is exhausted,
Yeah.
I can cut you and not look back.
Yeah.
And so,
But I don't feel
his
like
son
I don't look at that word when you say value was exhausted. I look at he saw that, like, I think he looked at like some of the things he said what Buck was doing, like making deals outside of G Unit or not like, I think his business model, and let's go back. His business model
the
was
situation with the game tied to Jimmy Henchman is all tied to like you said, a lack of trust. Like, it's, if you do anything where he questions his trust in you.
Okay, so just think about it like this. He was doing the same thing that had been done to him. Cause Dre brought out Eminem. He did. Eminem was like Dre's 50 at that point, basically.
Yeah.
So Eminem brought out 50. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the same thing. Like I done got on. Let me get an artist. Let me start a record company. Let me put this artist on it and make some money. He did the same thing them guys. You know what I'm saying? Lower Banks, Game, all them. I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna try to make this money off you.
They wasn't as loyal as how
they
he was.
wasn't as loyal, and they didn't perform. Yeah, they didn't take off like 50 did. So if the Game would have took off like 50,
he technically did. Though.
I mean, I'm saying like kept that going.
Okay.
Kept that going. You think 50 would have destroyed their relationship?
No, I don't think so. I think and I don't think and on the other end, I don't think Game was patient enough to get him time. Like, soon as he got on, nigga, you in New York? He said you in New York with the enemy already. Like, what? Like, so it's accountability on both ends. But I know we gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, this was good, man. Like,
I feel like we touched on a lot of dope topics, and it's dope. That's why I was really looking forward to getting back in here, because there's so much I feel like we wanted to touch on.
Yeah,
you know. So,
you know what? You just thought of something. If you're gonna be all right. If Will Smith can come back from a slap and be and go right to a slave movie.
He said right to a slave music. Will Smith, they kept that goddamn movie in the pocket.
They kept it too, boy.
Hey, man, he probably go, as soon as he get hot, it's gonna be like 3 or 4 come out. Pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, that's why when they was talking all that shit with like all the studios and like cutting ties with, man, that's bullshit. They just waiting on this nigga to go
for the smoke to clear.
That's what it is. Smoke to clear. He go Crown TV, apologize with the tremble lip. And then we're going to be able to keep it as business as usual. You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be Life 2, Will Smith, Chris Rock.
Man, we gonna be like, damn, they really did this shit, huh?
Man.
Yeah, man, but shout out to y'all for fucking with the brand, man. Shout out to everybody that's continuously supported us.
Hey, ladies, fellas, ready for love in Dallas, Cash.
Why are you?
That boy is plugging it.
Did somebody send you a DM? Why are you plugging this so much, bro?
If you about to go audition, you have audition, you want audition, come on the show.
Yeah.
Please holler at
me. We want to hear the experience, man. We really want to hear the experience.
Because I'm starting to think that they just sent you a DM.
Yeah, I think he might be on the show.
On your platform.
Like, hey, man, I'm just all the people that listen to us that's single, that's in Dallas. Man, go ahead, shoot your shot, man. You don't got nothing to lose, man.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, bro. The thing about it is how you don't know how they gonna make you look on TV. You gonna shoot certain scenes, and they gonna put the shit on that they want the shit.
Sit at the post.
And you gotta live that shit down, because all them people out the Houston cast, I still see their ass around and be like, this lame, man. But
for real,
they be out. They just know them. They just outside, but it's like you still the person that was crying on TV behind some chick that you knew for 2 weeks. Or you still a chick on there that let this dude hit and he went and hit somebody else in the same day. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know. That's whole girl. You know what I'm saying? That's whole nigga that lied on his dick. You know what I'm saying? Anything that you did on that show, we go remember it when we see you at 50-15. And so
they definitely gonna show up there.
That's where they be. I always see one of the cast members every time I go to 50-15.
Yeah, niggas.
So. Yeah, like going on inbox knowledge.
Yeah.
If y'all
inbox him personally, don't inbox
him personally, and we're gonna vet you to see if you make the cut.
Hey, we can give you a mock interview right here. We'll give you a mock one to prepare for it.
Yeah. Man, y'all continue being blessed, man. Keep vibing with the brand, man. Yeah. Shout out to my boy D-Boy again. Be safe out there, my G. This your boy Antoine the Source.
Man, this knowledge, man. Keep achieving.
It's your boy Flam.
We out of here.